Welcome to the round 3 injury update presented by AIA Vitality. So the first one from the week that we had, which Checkers got subbed out at the end of the game, just popped out a finger. Took a little bit of time to get back in, but nothing too sinister. Look, we'll have to assess how he is handling the footies this week through training. We'll get a look at that on Wednesday, and then we'll probably not tick him off until Thursday's captain's run, really, from a ball handling and contact point of view. So it's TBC at the moment. We're really hopeful that he'll get up with that dislocated finger. We'll just have to wait towards the end of the week, and when squads come out, you'll sort of be updated on the progress of Checkers. Ollie Markov was a late withdrawal last week to our VFL team. He rolled his ankle in the trial against Geelong 2 weeks ago, and then did some training throughout the week and was progressing really well, and got to game time and just wasn't able to go at 100%. So we took the conservative approach. We wanted to set players up to be the best version of themselves. He wasn't going to be able to do that on the weekend, so took the week off, did some running here today, and he's feeling much better for having those 3 or 4 days off his feet. He'll train fully during the week this week and be available to play this weekend. Becky's been out a couple of weeks now with that back injury. He had a week off last week of training. Apart from towards the end of the week, we did some light running with him. He's at a stage now, Becky, where he's functioning really well, so his back feels really good. Had some interventions and done some rehab to make him feel a lot better. Can function and do everything. It's now a load management issue, so we've got to make sure that we pick up the pieces on Becky's training load and training volume and the amount of contact, the amount of time he's getting hit. We know the ruck work has a lot of that type of work in the position he's going to be required to play. I don't think he'll be quite ready from a load point of view this week. That's just the unfortunate nature of where Becky's at the moment, functioning really well, but needs to get through more work. So we'll take this week to train him up, and then we'll look to return him the following week through the VFL once he's picked up his training loads. Arlo's still in the concussion protocol at the moment, so he's working his way through that protocol, just making sure he's symptom-free every step of the way. We'll be able to provide a further update, I think, next week on Arlo and how he's progressing through that protocol. Currently in there and just progressing his way through symptom-free at the moment. Krugs, so he's putting together a really good training block at the moment, and he's getting to work at the moment. If you come down and watch us train, you'll see him on the after sessions, cutting plenty of laps and getting a lot of K's in his legs. That's where he's at the moment. He's 11 weeks post shoulder surgery, so we know he's now getting to crunch time towards the contact. He's at status quo this week. Make sure we put all the running load into him, and then we'll look to introduce contact next week and be able to sort of again firm up that round 7 or 8 return to play for Krugs. Howie, we've got no real further update on Howie. He's recovering from the surgery that he had around about 8 or 9 days ago now. Still recovering at home. We're hopeful in the next fortnight we'll be able to provide an update on Howie and how he's progressing and where he's at with his rehab within a fortnight's time. Pat Lipinski, he's out of his sling, moving around quite comfortable, still not ready to run. This week's a bit of a status quo. He's doing plenty of bike work, some real low-level rehab on that shoulder. He's still only at week 4, so it's really early days. We'll look to introduce some sort of early stage rehab into that shoulder towards the back end of this week, and then potentially be out on the track running throughout training sessions next week. And Charlie Dean, he's hit a really big milestone this week, Charlie. So got a follow-up X-ray on that foot to see how the bone is healing, and the indication from our club doctor and the radiologist that look at that report, plus the surgeon that did the surgery, all really positive. So we're really happy with it. The bone is healing the way it should be at this point in time. So Charlie gets to remove the moon boot, which is a really good milestone for him, walk around more comfortably and start some rehab processes. So really positive news for Charlie and his recovery from that foot injury. Thanks for listening. That's all for the round 3 injury update.